And welcome back here to the Belleville East Broadcast Club Social Media Council, episode 22 of the Lancer Conversation. A big week here at campus here at Belleville East. Both of our sports teams playing our regional week in the postseason. We just heard from Ian Pasquale and the baseball team last Friday. Tomorrow we'll hear from Xander Meath as baseball. They play Belleville West in their regional semifinal. And also our other big team, boys volleyball, a very great regular season. They compete in their regional this week, and with that, you're joined by one of those volleyball players, the senior Jered Conway. Appreciate you taking time to join me.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
We'll kind of start off your first interview with your big commitment over the season to McKendree at the start of the year. What was that whole process like for you?
Pretty much me for deciding on where I wanted to go to college. It was pretty rocky. I wanted to decide, like, when I had my goal, I wanted to decide in like November of my junior year, and then that didn't work out because I was planning visits, I was playing tournaments, and I just didn't have time. And I still had coaches like reaching out to me by November, so I was like, that's just not realistic for me. So I kept pushing the date further and further back, and I was like making it more stressful on myself. And then like after I think I went on my last visits on like January 6th, and then a couple weeks after that, it just like, I was just like looking over it, and I just made my decision on McKendree because it was just like the best option for me.
Yeah. With McKendree, you get to stay home. What's it like staying home, staying nearby here?
Yeah, it definitely is. It's nice to be able to stay home. That was like one of the main things that I was like trying to decide between, was like going far away or staying home here, because there wasn't like a lot of options. Like it was either like here or halfway across the country, you know, because it's like volleyball's not that big. It's like more like Midwest, West Coast, and Northeast.
Yeah.
That's pretty much where it is, and I would have had to go thousands of miles away from home, and I don't know if I was ready to do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's one of the main reasons also.
With McKendree, you get to go play at the D1 level. That's pretty cool for you.
Yeah, that's super exciting.
Yeah. Talk about you. How did you end up playing volleyball? How did you start?
So I think, when I got into it was in middle school, around like 6th or 7th grade. I used to play like basketball, football, baseball, but my brother started playing volleyball, and I wanted to give it a try. So I fell in love with it the first year, and then I just started playing club, and then I've been playing ever since.
When did you start playing middle? How did that happen?
I think club was like middle of 7th grade year, and then I've just always played middle my whole life, and that's just, yeah.
Throughout your volleyball career, who's been your biggest motivation as we get to your college now?
I don't even know that. I mean, maybe I'd probably say my coach, Brian, my club coach, because when I was first starting to play club, I started playing on the Illinois side of HP's organization, and my, Cam Sheehan, his dad was my coach, and we were both on the same team. So his dad, after our first year, he wanted us both to go play for St. Louis, because Brian was the head coach and the head director there, and he had better facilities and everything. So Kenny told us, and we both went to play for St. Louis. And that's where I met Brian, and I went to a couple summer camps with me and my brother. And we just really connected with him, and he was a super nice guy, and we loved him. So, yeah.
Talk about the coach here at Belleville East, Coach Nesbitt. What kind of impact has he had on you here in your years at East?
Yeah, Mr. Nesbitt's also one of the greatest coaches I've ever had. He's always just such a nice guy on and off the court. Whenever I see him, he's always just like a great dude just to speak to and to talk to, and he always has good morals, and he's never like putting anyone down. He's always helping the team get better and better every day emotionally, and he's just a great guy.
Go to your teammates now. What kind of relationship do you have with those guys on the court? Because I see you every time I go down and get someone from you, you guys are always fired up and everything. So.
Yeah, no, it definitely does get intense on the court. Like, you can see it. I mean, sometimes like when we're down, we get super frustrated at each other, but like we know that it's all just like on the court. And once we like step off the court, it's all left where we were playing. It's no hard feelings if we're like yelling at each other, you know.
Yeah, with teammates, to you, what makes this team right now? What do you think makes this team so good on the court?
I think just like everybody just wanting to win so badly is one of the main things that's just led us to have such a successful season. I mean, we've just every single day, every single game, every single practice, we've just been getting after it, and I feel like we just haven't stopped wanting to keep winning and winning and winning all season. That's definitely the main reason we're so successful.
Yeah, and with that success, you guys went 29-3 a program record. That's a pretty good record, to say the least.
Yeah.
with that also, you guys have competed in numerous regular season tournaments. With that, you've got a few all-tournament teams and an MVP as well. What's it like to have that recognition?
It feels really good to just like come back, especially after playing at these tournaments like sophomore, junior year before this. It's just like we never won them, and I kept wanting to come back and just like get that first place. And after getting that first place and then getting that MVP, it just feels like that much more sweet and that much better.
Yeah. Well, talk about your guys' setter, Tanner Stinnett. He's pretty good at what he does. What kind of connection do you two have? Because I know you two, he sets you a lot and you get a lot of kills.
Yeah, yeah, we're like best friends off the court, and we hang out a lot. And it's just like I feel like that translates really well to volleyball, because we both know each other's like how our minds work and like how we like work on the court and how like we emotionally react to things. And it's just like I feel like that helps us understand how each other's gonna make their next move, and I feel like that strengthens our connection even more because we just have a better understanding of one another.
Last year, you guys won the regional championship. What did that feel like getting it done here, also at home?
Yeah, that was super exciting to beat Edwardsville. I mean, last year they're obviously more challenging last year than it will be this year, but last year was definitely a big success and super exciting especially having that in our own gym. The environment was really awesome. I love that.
What would it mean to you to win another regional championship, go back-to-back, especially here in your final year?
That would be awesome. I mean, another regional championship would be great, but my main goal right now is I just want to beat O'Fallon in the sectionals.
There you go.
That's what I want most.
You guys are going to play Edwardsville in the semifinal. You played them numerous times this year. What do you guys know about them?
I mean, we know they got their setter's pretty good. He's probably like their best player. He can facilitate the ball pretty well, but I mean, mainly it's just we got to keep the game on our side, keep it simple, keep it play like we've normally played all season, dominate, and we'll be good.
Kind of look ahead at Thursday. You guys in the regional championship, you'd play either Althoff or Alton. You played Alton numerous times. You played Althoff once and beat them in 3 sets. What do you know about both of those teams?
So I feel like Alton's got a few guys, but I feel like they're really scrappy, and I feel like they're just not a huge threat to us at this point in our season because we perfected our game and we definitely can handle a team like Alton and with no problem. And I feel like the same for Althoff. Like when we played them in the beginning of our season, it was one of our first games and we went to 3 sets and we played so terribly. Like we all knew we played bad and we needed to work on our side, and I feel like we've done more than enough on our side to handle them pretty well.
You mentioned earlier O'Fallon. That's the only team you guys have lost to that's that's in Missouri, Illinois. The other team you lost to is Kentucky, St. Xavier.
Yeah.
How do you guys get over the hump and beat them? Because they beat you twice this year. How do you get over that hump?
I mean, I feel like it's all a mental thing when we play O'Fallon. Like I feel like our guys we kind of psych ourselves out and get a little too anxious, and we lose like the fundamental aspect that we know, and we kind of just get a little bit too jumpy, and we kind of just need to calm down more when we play them, and we'll play our game and we'll do better.
You guys have also just kind of looked at the season so far. You've played a pretty tough schedule with a few really good teams. How has that helped you guys get ready for this moment, these next few weeks here?
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, the more competitive games, the better, because all it does is prepares us more and more for the postseason. I mean, I feel like going to those tournaments and playing those St. Louis schools and seeing that competition was really good for us, because I mean that just exposed us to more volleyball that we'll be seeing when we play O'Fallon, which is the other team that's really good, because we don't normally see that good of volleyball in the Southwestern Conference.
Yep. Speaking of St. Louis, SLU High, you're able to get that win here at home in 2 sets, by the way. In 2 sets, you guys lost to them last year. 3 sets, get it done in 2. How did that feel? Because I know that was a big win for you guys.
Yeah, that was so awesome. That was probably one of my favorite moments of the season, was beating SLU, because I remember I had like 3 of my buddies on my club team are on SLU's team, so I was talking to them before the game, and we were just kind of joking with each other. But it was really awesome to get that win and just sweep SLU. It just felt so good especially after losing to them last year, and they were so dominant for all those years, and now just beating them felt so good.
That was probably your favorite moment of the season. What's been your favorite moment as your career here as a Lancer?
Oh, favorite moment as a Lancer. I have to say probably when we beat Eureka last year. That was just that game was just too exciting. That was too fun. I don't know. Just coming back in the 3rd set, 20-24. I'll never forget that.
No, that game was crazy. I mean, I remember doing that game. It was one of my first ever games, and I mean, I didn't know if you guys were able to do it, but you guys came back late, and it was awesome. But speaking of that, has your feeling of playing your last game in a Lancer uniform set in yet for you?
Yeah, no, I think I was thinking about that a couple days ago. I was like thinking, we were riding home on the bus, and I was like, I really don't want this to end. And I was kind of getting sad, but I mean, I really don't want that moment to come.
Yeah.
Might get a little too emotional.
Let's get right here for this postseason. What do you feel like is the biggest key to success and keep the season alive, keep winning? What do you think?
I mean,
is the biggest key?
I feel like specifically our biggest key to success is playing our game and doing what we know and just keeping it simple on our side. Because when we do that, we play so good, and I feel like it shows in some games when we're on and we're playing good and we're playing loose and free, we just go out there and we just dominate. And I feel like that's our biggest key to success.
Out of your time here at East, what's something you'll never forget, something you'll take away here from Belleville East?
Oh, man, I'd probably say, something I'll never forget. I'll probably never forget Mr. Nesbitt. Just such a good coach, such a good guy.
That's a good
I'll
way
never
to
forget him.
That's a good way to end it here, Coach. Conway, I appreciate the time and joining
Appreciate it.
everybody. I appreciate it. Good luck next week and this week.
Thank you.